Hello, welcome back to Mark's Garden UK. I'm Mark and this is my exotic tropical border here to my right and to my left. In this video I'm going to share with you some news which I think is remarkable and also significant because it might be proof of climate change, because I'm going to tell you about some of the plants which I left in the ground here which really shouldn't have survived, but they have done. And these are really quite tender plants, and not only have they survived, but they put up pups. So I'm going to get hold of the camera now and give you some close-ups of some of the plants I've got in my exotic tropical border and show you how they've propagated themselves in the earth over this horrifically cold winter we've just had, despite the fact that I left them in the ground. Now, the first group of plants I want to talk to you about are the cannas. That's a canna, and there are cannas all the way around this border. Now, ordinarily, cannas, I would have brought them up, dug them up, and brought them inside for safekeeping over the cold winter months. There's another one, and there's another one, and there's another one over there, and here is another one coming up. Several different varieties of cannas coming up through the ground in this exotic tropical border. And as I say, normally, ordinarily, they would have been dug up and taken inside. Not this year. They were left in the ground this year. And I would say they've actually fared better in the ground than had I dug them up. Remarkable. The only thing I did to protect them was I buried them in a mulch of about 4 inches of manure and then covered that mulch in weed control membrane. There's another canna at the back. And all those cannas have survived that incredibly cold winter that we've had. And they're all coming up and they're all doing well. This is at the back here, this is canna musa. It doesn't actually flower, but it produces wonderful big leaves, almost like a banana. There's a little green man head I've just bought. Oh, and here's that mirror that I put up the other day, which has really polarised opinion. I like it, a lot of people don't. So you pay your money, you taste your choice. So that's the cannas. Let's now have a look at colocasia pink china. These are known for being hardy in the UK. But look at this, that's the original plant there. And there's an offspring. And not only do we have those two, there's an offspring at the back there too. And not only do we have those three, well, there's a baby one at the front here as well. Look, can you see it down there? So colocasia pink china, true to form, survive the winter and come through. I've got 2 of those. Let me just show you the other one, which is over here. Again, same thing. Colocasia pink china there, and another there, and another one at back there. So started off with 2. I think I've got 8 now. This here, the tatrapanax rex, and in the winter time it died back to a twig. These are the twigs here, and for all intents and purposes it looked like a dead twig, but look, suddenly it bloomed into this slightly bushy mass of leaves. Now these leaves are tiny really compared to how they will turn out, because these will get a foot in diameter. But the exciting thing about this is that's the original plant there, and down there is a baby. So now we have 2 tatrapanax. Quite an expensive plant. I'm quite pleased about that. Just to show you, we just bought one of them, and this is tatrapanax rex. Now there's another type of tatrapanax called, I think it's called papifolia or something like that, and I think that's that. But look at the size of the leaf on that there, look. So those leaves over there will get that big. Now the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is the musa basjoo, which I wrapped as you're supposed to, and it was protected and it survived. And musa basjoo is known as a hardy banana. But the lovely thing about this is now we started off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants. I've now got 5 pups. Let's show you a pup, a musa basjoo pup. There it is, look. You can see it down there at the base of that one. And I will also pan back out again and go in and show you another 2. There's another 2 there at the back of that one. Now I will wait until they get quite big and mature. And there's another one. Can you see through there, through that gap? Can you see that? These are little pups of these musa basjoos. So again, it's doubled in quantity over the winter, musa basjoo. Let's have a look at the Himalayan ginger. This is the Himalayan ginger here. This started off as one plant. Let's say it started off as one plant like that. Over the winter, in the ground, it seems to have spread its tentacles under the ground, and now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Himalayan gingers. That's not a ginger. That is either a cana or some kind of banana. Not entirely sure, but it's different to that. You can see it's got a different colour stem. Himalayan ginger. Isn't that amazing? Look through there into the undergrowth. Isn't that wonderful? This is a tree fern that we've added because we ran out of space in our tree fern jungle, so one of them has migrated down here. It's not really an exotic tropical plant, it's more of a jungle plant. Well, that's there for now. Wonderful. And you can probably see the odd feather around the place. Feather there, feathers on the floor, because we've got a bird's nest up there on the top of that trellis. There's a pan face. And there's another green man, just to add to that gothic feel in this jungly, exotic, tropical border. Now the biggest surprise for me is something which has given me a little bit of hope. I had about 25 to 30 colocasia esculentas last winter, and I took them all up for storage because I know they're not hardy, and I put them in the garage, and every single one of them died. Sadly, they all perished. Even the fact that even so I'd put them in the loft above the garage for safekeeping, every single one of them perished because it just got so cold. But one of them, just one of them, I left in the ground, in the border, and here it is. The only one that survived was the one I left in the ground. Now, isn't that miraculous and remarkable? A colocasia esculenta surviving in the ground. It's wonderful and it's amazing and it's miraculous, and that gives me quite a lot of hope. And the next thing I want to show you is a eucamis bicolour pineapple lily. And the reason it's called bicolour is because you've got one plant here and two different colours. There's a green one, can you see there? Green to the right and a kind of a chocolatey purple to the left, and this is a pineapple lily. It got a little bit bashed at the weekend because we had a really severe storm, but it's just starting to recover. But that's coming up there quite nicely. Again, another plant that survived the winter, eucamis bicolour pineapple lily. That will grow up here and it will have a beautiful big bloom with a flower at the top of it, which I'll show you in due course. Got some salvias at the back there which have survived. Just put a passion flower in going up the back of there. And the final plant that I want to show you is another type of ginger, this one here. And again, this has survived the winter in the ground, but not only has it survived, but it has multiplied from 1 to 3. Hedicium, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's a different type of ginger. It's the one that comes up and has a lovely long, brightly coloured bloom. I will put the description of it, the name of it, in the description box below this video. It's funny when you're talking and trying to do a video, you forget the names of plants quite easily. So there we go. We've also got some red hot pokers coming up, some cranium puffwellii. That sounds Welsh, but I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but cranium. These will have lovely blooms on. These have stayed out all winter. Now they were covered up, and the thing about those is they started off white, but as soon as the light started getting to them, they've gone this lovely green colour and lovely foliage on that. So there we go. A little bit of an update with some surprising stories from the exotic tropical border, including the fact that all the canas have survived. The gingers have survived. The colocasia pink chinas have survived. But for me, the star of the show, and the thing that gives me hope in the future, is the colocasia esculenta. Several of these wanted to buy these off me, but I'm afraid they've all gone. But I shall try and propagate this one. And if it does propagate, those that were on the list can have them for free. Hope you've enjoyed that. I'll see you soon for some more exotic tropical border adventures. Bye for now.